Hello, you guys, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I actually feel it has not been a hot minute since I've made a video, but for those tuning in for the first time, my name is Power Ranger Princess, the original Princess Power Ranger Princess, and on this channel I like to talk about astrology and just random weird things from my life. So, I'd recently done my breakdown on the dark-sided Aries man and the dark-sided Aries woman, and of course I had to do the dark-sided Taurus man. And I felt under so much pressure when I was gonna do dark-sided Taurus woman, because I was nah, if I'm gonna talk about Taurus females, I need to come correct. So I made sure that I got my nails done for y'all. I got decked up. Because the one thing you need to understand about Taurus, Taurus female, much like Taurus man, they're ruled by everything sensual, everything connected to the earth. So this whole video is going to be about a whole lot of pleasure. So, Taurus begins on the 21st of April, sometimes the 20th of April, and it goes all the way up until the 21st of May or 20th of May, depending on where you are at the time. Taurus is an earth sign, and it really is ruled by stability. Look, I know I said in the other videos that, Aries is one of my favorite, but nah, bruh, Taurus, I swear, all of my best friends in high school, at work, they've always had strong Taurus placements. But in this video, I'm not going to be talking, obviously, about the light side of astrology. Rather, I'm going to be talking about when Taurus is, when she's a narc, when she's crazy. So, if you are a Taurus and you're on the light end, this may not necessarily apply to you, or rather it applies to you on your worst day, when people really just push you to your absolute limit. So the first thing I want you to understand about dark-sided Taurus is that she is extremely slow to move. You tell her to move faster, she'll go slower on purpose. Change does not happen with any kind of Taurus, be that Taurus be male or female. It doesn't come unless it is initiated by the Taurus. Now, Taurus is ruled by possessions, about places, people, and things. Now, on the light side, they can often offer so much sensitive grounding to people. But the reality is, on their dark end, Taurus, I don't know, man. When I think of Taurus, I think of the Queen, because it is a sign that is ruled by the highest standards. And because they have the highest standards, they become extremely, extremely, extremely inflexible. It's funny, the one thing with the Taurus is a dark-sided Taurus, or Taurus in general. She'll love getting her hair done. She'll love accessorizing. She'll love everything beautiful. But tell me why her hairstyle hasn't, fucking changed in 25 years. Perfect example of, a dark-sided Taurus. Well, or, I wouldn't necessarily say she's dark-sided, but I always thought this trait was funny. But Queen Elizabeth, bruv, that woman had the same haircut from age 2 years up until the coffin. It never changed. Never. And that's very much Taurus energy. Now, Taurus is all about maintaining that image. I love Taurus because they're uppity as all hell. Often people talk about Leo being the sign of the snob. But Taurus is the sign of the snob in different ways. Because their standards are so high, they can often devalue people that they don't see as important as them, or people who hold different values, different traditions. And Taurus on the extreme, excuse the background noise, Taurus on the extreme can be, you know, the prejudiced person. Taurus on the extreme can be the ethno-narcissist. So that's definitely something that you have to understand with Taurus. Now, I want to talk about how outwardly, you know, they're very put together, very grounded, just like that bull. But inwardly, Taurus has to be one of the most sensitive signs. Now, I do find with the dark-sided Taurus females, they tend to, well, not always, but they tend to have a better handle on their emotions because society enables women to express, you know, things like sadness easier. But one thing, girl, don't ever disappoint a Taurus woman, especially if she's dark-sided. You're never going to live it down. You're never going to live it down. Like, the one thing with Aries gets angry like this and they forget it faster than they forget math. Taurus will remind you, like, girl, listen to me, you could have done something in the year 1995 in August. Taurus is still holding on to that. And that's when they get very, very, very dark-sided. So you don't ever want to disappoint a dark-sided Taurus female, because Taurus, dark-sided Taurus, they hold grudges. They'll hold it up until the grave. Now, when it comes to, you know, why they hold grudges and why they are so sensitive, Taurus is ruled by self-esteem. Taurus is ruled by how the world perceives her, how, you know, like, she is viewed by other people. And ideally, a Taurus needs to be raised in a household where she is brought up to love herself and have a lot of self-esteem and value. Now, it's specifically important with Taurus because Taurus is ruled by self-esteem. Now, when a Taurus doesn't have, you know, that healthy upbringing, it always shows. And you always know the dark-sided Tauruses because they are jealous as all hell. Like, they can't have a man and be in peace without thinking that we all want to sleep with their dude. And because Taurus is ruled by self-esteem and possession and ownership and wanting to control the narrative, they tend to become extremely bitter, extremely jealous when it comes to relationships. Tell me why, like, a dark-sided narc Taurus is going to end a 20-year-old friendship over some crusty dick. And you know she will. They don't forget. Like, this is why, like, as bad as Aries can be, nah, Aries lets stuff go. Taurus, but the funny thing is with Taurus, like, even though they never forgive, like, I love Taurus, I get along with them. They are the definition of strong and wrong. And it always shocks me that, you know, like, when a Taurus is dark-sided and stuff, you can tell because when they are wrong, they literally will stand 10 toes down. Now, I'm a messy bitch, and I have full respect for that, but they are the... Look, I know I was hard on dark-sided Taurus man, but his control comes from him wanting to be the alpha male and his perceived sense of being protective. Nah, dark-sided Taurus woman, and I hate to be that person. I really, really hate to be that person, but this video, like, you knew what it was about when you saw my face. She's like the epitome of the trad wife. Taurus is all about like security and possessions and making sure that they keep up their uppity lifestyle. They keep up with the Kardashians. You know how dark-sided Taurus man, whether he has money or not, he will still dress good, look good, everything will be good about him, but he's stealing. Dark-sided Taurus female is the same. Often she's overdone and garish, but she will go into a blind rage. Dare you say anything about her physical appearance, be it about the weight or physical appearance. Now, with the weight, Taurus is ruled obviously by the throat. And because Taurus loves everything that has to do with pleasure, oh, they eat their hostesses. They are the trad wife, the perfect trad wife. They epitomize what a trad wife is. But dark-sided Taurus, you know she's eating up the whole kitchen. You know she's like, has snacks everywhere. And when they get really dark-sided, it shows. Taurus is naturally a voluptuous and curvy sign, which is why in families where everybody is stick thin, the woman who has heavy Taurus placements, you know, she got that little booty. She's looking juicier than the rest. And the woman who has, you know, like belugas in her family, she's, you know, if she's on the light end, she carries it well. But on the dark end, and I'll tell y'all a story. I was friends with this girl, and she was a dark-sided Taurus. Now, I'll describe her because, you know, she loved food. She was, you know, like shorter, and, okay, her overeating had nothing to do with her height, but it definitely made her look interesting. So, she ate a lot, you know, like, she was always chowing down, and, look, I'll eat with you, girl, like, I'll be kikiing with you. Tell me why, like, she was weirdly jealous of me. It was so annoying. And I'm like, girl, I'm just trying to be your friend. The fuck? Anyway, so we're talking and stuff, and she's eating something, and like, I don't want to be mean, but basically her tooth falls out. And I remember, because she made a big deal about it, tell me why this, like, because she was toxic, I'm just going to call her a beluga whale. Tell me why this beluga whale loses her tooth because of her poor eating habits and then has the unmitigated gall to be angry at me? And that's dark-sided Taurus all day. And it was honestly one of those situations where you just want to laugh and be like, girl, go to the dentist. But I digress. So, Taurus is ruled very much by the throat. They have this weird oral fixation. Girl, let's talk about the oral fixation. So, Taurus is always eating and chewing up on stuff, just like Cancer's fat ass and Virgo. I'm a Cancer, by the way. I have some food waiting for me. So, yeah, no, Taurus, dark-sided Taurus, eats up everything, and a lot of the insecurity comes from that. So they have a hard time holding on to female friendships. If you want to know if a girl is a dark-sided Taurus, if she's Taurus and she has no female friends, that is the biggest red flag. I know people don't like to go by astrology, but if somebody is Taurus and has no female friends, despite being a female, no. Why? Unfortunately, and this might sound very judgmental, but this is not the video that is meant to make you feel warm and fuzzy. It's rather intended for you to know how to deal with the worst of this kind. So if you're in a fight with a Taurus female, you know she's going to go into a blind rage. You know she's going to be strong. And so it's intended for you to know how to navigate when you're in such situations. So yeah, like, you can easily tell with certain things. Now, I talked about Taurus being the epitome of the trad wife. What is interesting with Taurus is, actually, this is similar to Pisces. Pisces also becomes their partner. But Taurus, because baby, dark side of Taurus, she's the mob wife. She is the mob wife. She looks the other way, and she wears that mink coat like no one has ever worn it in Jersey. Dark-sided, when she's really, really dark-sided, she'll give up her kids for child exploitation. When we talk about the narcissistic, dark-sided Taurus female, there are two kinds. She's either going to be the helicopter mother because she must control the situation. Taurus is about possession, and when you are her child, you are her possession. If she's dark-sided, you belong to her. You will dress the way that she wants you because she's very much interested in this, in maintaining this image. If there's more than two of you, she will pin y'all against each other. She will pin y'all against each other. If there's three, holy hell. Often when people talk about narcissism, they often talk about traits that are very specific to certain signs. Narcissistic Aries mom, she's just gonna beat your ass and forget about it. Taurus, listen, they will, a dark side of Taurus, there is no forgiveness. And that's the first thing you need to understand when dealing with a dark side of Taurus, is that, you've hurt this person, and it is just what it is. And you will be forever punished for it. Now, if you're in the wrong, you're in the wrong. Why must you be forgiven? But, look, I'm going to defend my Taurus besties with all of my heart. So I want to go back with the oral fixation. I'm not going to be all the way mean when it comes to Taurus. We have to talk about sex, because what would a video of mine be without talking about sex? Now, Taurus has to be the best when it comes to fellatio, giving oral sex, because they are ruled by the throat. And all that eating they do, sucking those lollipops since they were like 8, they're good at it. But the thing is, Taurus, because they're so concerned with physical appearance and their beauty and how they look, in bed, there are two types of Tauruses. So, either she is going to look extremely beautiful and just lie there like a sack of potatoes while you jump through hoops. She may literally be non-responsive. It may, you might be like, are you even awake? If she's really dark-sided. Or, she wants the candles. She wants, the entire setup. It has to be set up in her way, and it has to happen the way that she wants it at the time that she wants it. And you need to do it the way that she wants it. She invented missionary style. Now, whether or not she's good or bad at it, can we be honest? Taurus girls, their bedroom set up, when they're getting ready for hookups, they kill everyone. They even they beat freaking Scorpio, and nobody beats Scorpio. So yeah, I'm all for the over the top glamour that they do. So last thing I wanted to now, a lot of the things that I mentioned, it's very, very important for you to know that this is when this star sign is at its absolute worst. We are talking about a nightmare of an individual. I think so often when we deal with bad people, we assume, and when we throw out the word narcissist, we think a narc is going to act in the same way. No, babe. A liver narc is going to be very specific. A male is going to be very specific to a female. An Argentinian will be different from an Egyptian. All of these things factor in. And astrology is, it's definitely something that can factor in. Now, I talked about her, set up and how she never changes her damn hairstyle and it stays the same for years. It just goes with her being predictable and boring. Because she feels the most safe in that energy. A lot of people who have more fiery energies prefer somebody that has a lot of spontaneity and all of that. For me personally, as somebody whose grandparents were Tauruses, my favorite aunt is Taurus, my best friend's a Taurus, who's always been around that energy. Oh my gosh, I just love how Taurus energy, whether it's presented in its male form or female form, in its light, it's home. There are so many beautiful and wonderful things that I can say about Taurus on the light spectrum, but in fairness to how I done roasted Aries and I'm about to roast Gemini, and I cannot wait to roast Cancer. I love talking about Cancers because they are a Cancer. But thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will check you on the next one. Auf Wiedersehen. And bye.